Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Action Movies Golden Hour podcast. For those of you who have or haven't seen yet my recent video, as my friend Alex previously explained, we'll be sending you Grandmaster Juan answers to your questions. So what does it imply? Even though we didn't do a full podcast interview, like he mentioned, we are planning a longer conversation in the near future, which I was delighted to hear and thrill. My 6 Q&A questions are based on Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee's life as a martial artist, an actor, and being part of the golden age of Hong Kong cinema. Working behind the scenes of shooting and fighting actors and actresses who gave their A game, which it was not an easy call to pick certain topics because there was so many good stuff to choose from his filmography that I wanted to explore further. I am happy with the movies that I have selected. Some of these have not been discussed over the years. They are excellent films that I highly recommend to watch. At the same time, I will be sharing some photos that I took as screenshots related to this website link that Alex shared called The Beginning of Taekwondo Globalization, World Star Hwang Jang-Lee's Vietnam War mission photos between 1965 till 1968, and his famous fight scenes. Let's start off, shall we, with the first question. What is your martial arts background? His response was, I started training in Taekwondo in Korea when I was around 14 years old, and eventually attained 7 Dan in Taekwondo. Later, I also studied Tang Soo Do and various Chinese martial arts after moving to the film world in Hong Kong. These disciplines helped me develop my signature high-kicking style. I also served as a martial arts instructor in the Korean Army, teaching soldiers during the Vietnam War. I wanted to also show you a couple of pictures. This is him. If you take a look, he's on the right completely. Good picture. Here is Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee in this other picture. I put a small marker so you guys could see that is him in the middle. Yeah, pretty cool picture. Another one with his comrades. So he is in the middle. Pretty cool picture too. We have another one with Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee. He is in the middle. And as you can see, I think this is achievements in martial arts. I am presuming. Beautiful, rare, vintage photo. We got another one here as a soldier alongside his comrades once again. Another one during their training in the camp. As you can see, Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee is completely on the right. Nice picture. This picture here, I wanted to confirm with Alex. He told me that it was Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee doing a jumping kick towards the bag. A beautiful shot taken during those days. Yeah, let's move on to the last one. So here, I think maybe it was a demonstration regarding high kicks and side kicks, and Alex confirmed with me that Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee is the person on the right. Pretty cool, decent picture. Let's move on to the second question. You are fighting Jackie Chan in one of the most iconic martial arts movies of all time, Drunken Master. Additionally, what goes along so well is the famous soundtrack. What was it like to co-star with Jackie Chan, and how long did it take to shoot this epic final fight scene? His response was, working with Jackie Chan on Drunken Master changed my career. We rehearsed intensively for weeks before cameras rolled. The epic final fight scene alone, 2 weeks to complete because of its complexity and our desire for authenticity. Jackie was tireless and creative. Even though it was exhausting, we both felt we were creating something that will live far beyond us. That is true. I'm going to show you guys a couple of screenshots, Hwang Jang-Lee moments in the film. Here are some cool screenshots from Drunken Master. That is 100% Hwang Jang-Lee doing these amazing high kicks. So if you got a chance to see this film, go watch it because it is totally worth it. You're going to absolutely love his performance as Thunderleg. Let's move on with the third question. Another great Hong Kong comedic action film. Where's Officer Tuba? You are fighting with the one and only Hong Kong pioneer actor, martial artist, film producer, director, and fight choreographer, the legendary Sammo Hung, which took place during the supermarket. How long did it take to shoot, and what was it like to fight Sammo? His response was, Sammo Hung is truly a legend, a fighter, director, producer, and choreographer in one. The supermarket fight sequence took about a week to shoot, but in that week I learned so much from Sammo's approach. He planned everything to the smallest detail, yet he encouraged me to bring my own rhythm and footwork. Fighting him felt like dancing with another master. It's true. Great final fight scene. I'm going to show you guys a couple of screenshots in terms of this well-executed final fight scene. Here are the 3 screenshots. Pretty fantastic fight scenes. A beautiful shot of Hwang Jang-Lee fighting the legendary Sammo Hong, and he does these amazing kicks, including Sammo Hong is an amazing martial artist too. And I'm going to show you a 4th one actually because I couldn't put it here. Here's another one, a cool shot too. It was so fast that it was hard to capture it, but I finally managed to do so. You can clearly see Hwang Jang-Lee doing a kick towards Sammo Hong's back. Let's move on to the next question. Another classic Hong Kong action film, Magnificent Warriors, in which you fought Michelle Yeoh. This was your first time to star in a movie alongside this legendary and talented Malaysian actress. What was your most memorable moment when you were shooting your fight scene in the camp against Michelle? His response was, Michelle Yeoh impressed me from the first day. She combined elegance, fearlessness, and professionalism, doing most of her own stunts. In the camp fight scene, she executed a challenging move that came out perfect in one take. That kind of professionalism stays with you. Well said. I'm going to show you guys a couple of screenshots. Hwang Jang-Lee versus Michelle Yeoh. Here are the famous screenshots. In total, Michelle Yeoh and Hwang Jang-Lee, when they fought against each other, they did in total 3 fights. In the beginning, there was one in a castle. It was a short fight. The second, as you can see above in the camp during at night, the final fight in the camp, which was the 2 screenshots on the right. It was a really good film. Even so, the action, the stunts, the movie itself, Magnificent Warriors, definitely to put on your list if you're a fan of Michelle Yeoh's work. Let's move on to the next question. Another fantastic Hong Kong action film, Live Hard. In my opinion, it was one of your most brutal fight scenes ever. When you fought martial artist and Australian actress Maree Penn. How many hours and days did it take for this extraordinary fight? His response was, that final fight with Maree Penn was one of the most demanding of my career. We rehearsed for about a week, then shot over several long days, often late into the night. Kim was fearless. She took real hits and gave them back. The result was a very powerful scene. And if you guys recall, I did talk about this film on my podcast with Vincent Lin, and we talked about the iconic final fight scene against Hwang Jang-Lee and Maree Penn. It was one of the most memorable fights. When I saw the final combat between him and Kim, wow, pure perfection. Let me show you guys the screenshots in terms of the final fight. Here are the 4 final screenshots, Hwang Jang-Lee versus Maree Penn. I highly recommend also watching Maree Penn's filmography because she's an amazing martial artist. I'm a big fan of her work. Let's move on to the final question. Any last piece of advice or wisdom that you would like to share to the fans who want to pursue a path in a movie career in martial arts? His response was, discipline and respect are at the heart of martial arts. If you dream of a career in martial arts film, don't rush to be famous. First, master the fundamentals, train your body, your mind, and your character. Study acting as seriously as you study fighting. When you do that, your performances will inspire audiences and stand the test of time. All right, that was all regarding the Q&A questions. I want to take this time once again to thank personally Alex for his permission allowing me to ask questions for Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee martial arts action films. His answers are instrumental and significant. It shows how films were made more than a decade ago. I want to thank Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee for his kindness and wisdom to have devoted his time answering all my questions. I will also be adding in the description Grandmaster Hwang Jang-Lee's links in terms of his filmography, his social media, his Taekwondo debut, and Alex's Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, punch that like button, subscribe for more martial arts content, leave a comment, and share it with your warriors. God bless. Thank you.